It was 2 days before Halloween, and Christina hadn't even begun decorating. Life had been so busy lately, and the holiday had crept up on her. Determined to add a bit of festive spirit to her house, she hurried to the local pumpkin patch. Just before closing time, the vendor was packing up when she approached. "Do you have any pumpkins left?" she asked, her breath short from rushing. The vendor paused, looking hesitant. "Only one. No one wanted it," he said, pointing to a lone pumpkin at the edge of the stall. Christina couldn't see why. It looked like a perfectly fine pumpkin to her. She took it home, ready to carve it into a jack-o'-lantern. As she cut off the top and scooped out the seeds, her fingers brushed against something hard. Frowning, she pulled out a small bone, only a couple of inches long. Puzzled but not overly concerned, she assumed it was just an old chicken bone that had found its way into the compost the pumpkin had grown in. She tossed the bone in the trash, carved a friendly face into the pumpkin, and placed it proudly on her porch. The next evening, as she returned home, something seemed different. The pumpkin's face looked twisted. The smile she had carefully carved now seemed crooked, the eyes sharper. But she shrugged it off, figuring the pumpkin was just drying out and warping. Halloween arrived, and she placed a candle inside her jack-o'-lantern, lighting up its carved features as she passed out candy to trick-or-treaters. The night passed uneventfully. Once the last child had gone, Christina blew out the candle, locked up, and headed to bed. But just after midnight, a loud thump from the kitchen jolted her awake. Her heart pounded as she tiptoed downstairs. In the dim light, her breath caught in her throat. There, on her kitchen table, sat the jack-o'-lantern, no longer on the porch where she had left it. Its face glowed with a sickly, unnatural light. The once friendly smile had contorted into a horrifying, sinister grin, and it was smiling at her.